How's it going, guys? Cracked Rack here. Today we're going to be discussing a drug tier list yet again. Yes, a drugs tier list. I did a drugs tier list a long time ago when I was 20 years old, but that was kind of performative. I think I was just kind of trying to show off, and I don't really think I was being fully honest. Not to mention, I don't even know what I was talking about most of the time. I also hadn't tried as much back then. I've tried more now. Now, I am anti-hard drugs. I do not like hard drugs at all. So I haven't tried, crack, meth, anything like that. Thankfully, thank God. I will never, frankly. But I will go through the substances, which are probably a lot more than some others have done. And I will discuss which ones are my favorites, least favorites. We'll just go down a big list. And I don't necessarily condone drug use. If you're over the age of 21 years old, I don't care. Do whatever the hell you want to. So, let's get into this list. So yeah, I don't necessarily condone drug use, but I really don't give a crap if you do it or not. And I don't really care if this video inspires you to do that. I doubt it will, so. Okay, let's get on with the list. The first drug, of course, marijuana. I love marijuana. Everybody I know in my life loves marijuana. Marijuana is just an equalizer. It's the great American equalizer. A lot of people hate marijuana. They think it's a terrible, terrible thing and a terrible, terrible drug. And I could see why. It's a scary drug. I mean, it looks scary if you never did it. But once you have some experience with it, it's the best. It really, really helps with boredom. So if you're in a boring situation, you can really just rip a bong and feel amazing. And it basically just makes you feel really warm and fuzzy inside. I'm sure you've all tried it at this point, but it's a nice little thing. And if it was banned, I would be very, very sad. Some people are disgusted with pot. I've been rejected apartments. I've lost friends because they were so disgusted with pot. And I'm curious what that perspective that they grew up with was to make them hate marijuana like that. Keep in mind, it's not the best thing in the world. It's not S tier, it's B tier. Marijuana has a lot of problems. It can make you really sick, it can make you really depressed. If you take it just too much, you're going to get real sick. It can also make you have horrible anxiety. Like if you're in legal trouble or you're just very depressed, you should not smoke marijuana because it'll make you have wild thoughts about just the worst things ever. So, marijuana, B tier. The next drug on the tier list is Oxycontin / opiates. I hate opiates. I think they're trash. Heroin, for example, I'm pretty sure it's the concentration of the power of opiates times 1,000 million, which is why I will never try it in my life. Oxycontin, on the other hand, unfortunately, I have tried. Through my doctor, I managed to, at one point, I don't know how, because I was very young, I managed to score a script of Oxycontin. As a kid, I didn't understand that this is extremely dangerous. This is not a kid's toy. This is a powerful tool that can end your life. I thought it was a children's toy to mess around with. So, okay, the first day that I had it, I took one, and I didn't really feel any difference until later in the day when I had no anxiety, no traumatic memory, I had no anger. I really just kind of felt good. Not necessarily high or wonderful. I felt completely normal, as if God had shaped me to be completely normal and I was exactly following God's plan. So the first time I did it, I remember I was playing Far Cry 3. I was having a lot of fun. I was like, yes! I haven't had this much fun at the video game since I was 15 years old. And it was really a blast until I did it again. The next day, I was like, yes, time for my fun session. I took it. No fun to be had. No intoxication to be had. I was sick. The room just it wouldn't stop spinning, just spinning and spinning and spinning. So I was like, oh, I need to go to bed. So I laid down and just fell asleep. And when I woke up, I was so sick. It was like I just went out to a drinking party and drank 9 beers or something. It was so extraordinarily horrible. And I will never do Oxycontin, opiates, or anything like that ever again. I'm going to rank them F tier. Do not ever try them unless you are an experienced user or something. Seriously, horrible, horrible, horrible drugs. Awful. They kill people all the time, so just don't even try it. The next drug on the list is alcohol. I've never really had a positive experience with alcohol ever. I've drunk casually, never hard. I'm not a hard drinker ever. But I've drunk casually since maybe I was, 17 years old, 18 years old. When I was 18 years old, I used to drink entire bottles of Black Velvet in 2 days, which I don't even know how I did that. Now I can't even take one shot of alcohol because as soon as I take a shot of alcohol, I am completely sick. It just messes with my stomach really, really bad. Plus I'm on medication, so it just goes really, really bad. So I'm going to put it in the D tier. Alcohol can have its uses. If you're at a social event or something, it can be a blast. But if you're by yourself, bleh. Alcohol tastes bad. It feels bad in your body. It'll make you feel really loose and have no inhibitions, but at the same time, you'll eventually want to throw up everywhere, and you will get the spins. It's a guarantee, no matter how much water you've drunk. It's just a pain in the ass, and it's such a brutal drug. You constantly have to piss, and you constantly have to, clean up vomit. It's just a nightmare. Not to mention it's super easy to die. But I won't deny, I've had some fun times using it. Watching movies with friends, stuff like that. Alcohol has its place, but at my age currently, I have no plans to drink anytime soon, so D tier. The next drug is Adderall. I unfortunately have quite a lot of history with Adderall. I started to use it when I was 18 years old. I went in and basically I realized that I had an ADHD diagnosis and that I could exploit it to get Adderall. I was like, oh, I have a secret power. So I went and I got Adderall. It was like $50-$60. It was ridiculously expensive. I took it home. I remember taking that first pill, and I was like, wow! I just felt so wonderful, and I could get all my projects done, and I could get everything done, and just bask in the sunlight. Felt really, really great. I had hyperfocus. But like the opiates or Oxycontin, I didn't realize how serious these drugs were and what their actual effects were. I didn't realize just how easy it was to spiral into, oh my god, I'm about to die, which it's very easy to do. It does not take much at all. So after a couple days of abusing it and being like, oh yes, this is totally for my ADHD, eventually I took too much. And I was seeing a girl at the time, and she kept warning me. She's like, oh, you're gonna die if you keep doing that. It's a prescription pill abuse. And I was like, whatever. What do you know about anything? It's just prescription pill. So one night, I think it was like, I don't remember. It's been a long time. It's like 50 milligram doses. And I think I took like 4 or 5 of them. So that's like 200, 300 milligrams of Adderall when I wasn't ready for it. And at first I felt wonderful. Until later that night, when I was trying to sleep, and I'll always remember this, my heart wouldn't beat properly. It'd go ba-boom, 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 ba-ba, 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 ba-ba. And I was like, what the hell? It's not beating properly at all, and I couldn't breathe properly. And ever since then, I was like, I have a very bad vibe about this. Just very bad, and I just quit. I threw it all in the trash, and I never did it ever. The next drug on the list is PCP. I have a very short history with this. I tried it once with old roommates. They gave me some. It was horrible. It sent me into a temporary psychosis for an entire day. It made me think that the feds were raiding my house and were going to kill me, and I wanted to punch a hole in the wall. That's a story for another day. F tier. The next drug is Benadryl. Now, if you have PTSD or you're just really wound up a lot, Benadryl is actually pretty great. It can really reduce like the inflammation in your brain, like the feeling of inflammation in your brain. It can calm you down a lot more. But it has its cons. I overdosed on it when I was 15 or 16 years old, and it made me see Hellraiser demons come out of the wall. It made me get butt naked and try to take a poop on the floor and play with it. It made me reach into a cat box and start playing with the cat poop like I was a clown juggling balls. I'm not joking. Benadryl when it's abused is extremely dangerous. Benadryl when it's used properly is not fun. It's only for PTSD or if you're extremely wound up. So I'll rank it a C. It's not recreational, that's for sure. The next drug on the list is synthetic shrooms. Now you're probably like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, basically, if you go to any dispensary in certain liberal states, you will find that they sell these chocolate bars that claim to be magic mushroom microdose bars. Now, what are they? It's pretty much a bunch of other mushrooms. Like, it's not psilocybin. It's mushrooms that are like kind of close, mixed with like a really high amount of THC and a bunch of other terrible for you crap. And let's just say I've had a few of these bars, and they've been wild experiences, all of them. Let's just say I would not have gotten a Juggalo Hatchet Man tattoo before I did the first bar. But yes, I've taken a little bit, I've taken a lot of it. It really has the same effect. It messes you up. It gives you extremely vivid hallucinations. It'll make everything turn big or small. You'll see your carpet turn into a river. Someone will come into the room to talk to you and they'll turn into a literal frickin' like Picasso painting mixed with a frog. It's crazy, and I would say that it is a legitimate psychedelic experience, even though there's strong hatred of these bars. However, the benefit of synthetic shrooms, not only is it the availability, but you won't be high all day. You're not going to be high for 12 hours, unable to go to work, or, freaking out for 12 hours. It lasts like 4 hours, 5 hours, with residual effects all day. Okay, so next one on the list, Xanax. I am somebody who suffers from anxiety. Not so much anymore, but my whole life growing up, especially with the constant conflict I was always in, I had a lot of anxiety and post-traumatic stress. Well, Xanax is pretty cool because it goes into your brain, and it's like, yeah, we're just not going to produce the anxiety chemicals anymore, which feels amazing. However, has a horrible effect on your life. It can make you really sick. It can make you want to take your own life. Xanax may inhibit the anxiety, but as soon as the Xanax wears off, all of the anxiety comes back full force, worse than it was before. So I'll give it a C. It has pretty good use, and it can be recreational, but it's not recommended. It's very, very easy to turn your organs into shredded, bloody paste using Xanax. The next drug on the list is caffeine. I love caffeine. Absolutely love caffeine. If it became a trend to inject yourself with caffeine, I would probably do it. Caffeine is beautiful. Monster energy drinks are some of the only things that can get me out of certain moods. When I'm in a bad mood, I need a kick, and Monster gives me that kick, and it lasts for hours. In fact, I'll probably go purchase one right after making this video. Caffeine is S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier. Yes, I recommend you go drink some caffeine right now. I don't even understand how Mormons are Mormons. How could you live without caffeine? I understand not wanting marijuana in your life or not wanting, premarital sex, but come on, no caffeine? The next drug on the list is morphine, or actually, I should say the last drug on the list is morphine. Morphine's terrible. A horrible, horrible drug. It's pretty much a dissociative drug, kind of like ketamine, but worse, where it pretty much saps you of negative emotions, which sounds like a good time, but it's really, really not, because at the end of the day, not only does it sap your negative emotions, it saps your positive ones too. It's kind of like being a ghost. Now, I have tried it before because you know me, and it was recently. However, it's not a fun recreational drug at all. It's the kind of drug you do when you're freaking dying and you desperately need help. That's why you see people who have been in shootings get pumped full of it, because it just makes them not care. It's not a fun drug. It might be fun the first time, but that's it. It can also just make your heart go. Oh, I guess I can do one more drug. Before we get on to the drugs I would never try, CBD. CBD is highly overrated. CBD is extremely overrated. It's not good at all. I've tried it many, 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 many times. I've probably spent $1,000 on CBD products in my life. They claim to reduce anxiety and make you feel better. I could believe that if you had chronic pain or something, but it's never helped me out. In fact, it's always made me more anxious, because I'm like, well, I want to get rid of the anxiety, right? Or and all this other stuff, so I'll take CBD. I take the CBD, and I'm like, is it going to kick in? And then it doesn't, and I get more anxious. So CBD's an F tier as well. Maybe if you had, chronic problems in your body, it would be different. Okay, this recording is from the future right here specifically. I came back while editing because I forgot to mention Kratom. Kratom is a very popular drug that is extremely popular in gas stations right now. I mean, it's ridiculous how popular Kratom is. Kratom, if you didn't know, is like a withdrawal helper. It helps you withdraw from meth and heroin and crap, or if you don't want to spend money on Suboxone. It's trash. It really sucks. It's what the trashiest drug users use. It's basically a brown powder, or it could be other colors too, but it's usually, like, from my experience, like a golden brown. And it's just a powder, and you measure it out, and you take what your body weight can handle, and it tastes awful. It has one of the worst tastes of any drugs, in my opinion. I'd rather eat a tub of can of butter than Kratom at all. Kratom tastes like green tea, but like stale green tea that was found in the middle of nowhere, if that makes any sense. And what's bad about that, because that doesn't sound so bad, right? It's not green tea. You know it's not green tea. You know it's a gross drug. So that dissonance of just knowing it's not tea and it tasting like that is just horrible. Lots of people have died taking Kratom as well. So what are my experiences with it? Well, I started taking it when I was like, 18, because I saw other people taking it, like older adults, and I was like, I see. It's a harmless plant that makes you feel less withdrawal effects. However, every single time I have taken it, and I mean every single flipping time I have taken it, it has never given me a desirable result ever. It has made me nauseous as hell. It has made me throw up everywhere. Oh God, one time I overdosed on it, and the only symptom I had was extreme nausea. It's just a nausea-causing drug. And now that I think about it, I don't think you're supposed to take it if you aren't already a heroin addict. I think it's pretty much for Suboxone, heroin, whatever. It's for all those addicts of people who need stuff like that, who are used to the nausea, who just need something. It's not for recreation. It sucks. It's made me very ill before. I have almost gone to the hospital because of Kratom. Don't even try it. F- tier. So initially, I was going to make a part of this video, a good 5 minutes of it, drugs that I would never do and drugs that I avoid at all costs, but I don't really have time. This video is pretty long. I'm not the type to make 25, 30-minute videos ever, so we're going to cut it off here. I'll just sum it up really quickly. Drugs I would never do: meth, heroin, crack, cocaine, LSD, ecstasy. These drugs are literally just soul-sucking demons masquerading as fun drugs. They're just things that very low vibration people do to survive, usually in like the ghetto. These are very sad drugs that have devastating effects on people's lives, and I will never touch any of them, even if that makes me less of a drug user, quote unquote. I don't care. Anyways, that's all for today. See ya.